On behalf of the class of 2024, I would like to welcome the members of the Defiance College Board of Trustees, the Defiance College faculty and staff, my fellow graduates, our families, friends. Good morning, and thank you for joining us to celebrate this pivotal moment in our lives. Today marks a turning point. It is the end of years of hard work and the conclusion of the most influential years of our early life. People always say when you move on to new things in life that it is a new chapter. But I never really liked this reference, because if that were true, then the book of our life would be all over the place. I consider this analogy differently. I see points in life as a whole book or a story instead of just a chapter, because there's an ending to this story. Over the last 2 years, I've heard a lot about finishing the story. But what is the story? And how did we finish it? The story can be anything. Getting that job you've always wanted. Getting a good grade in that class you worked really hard for. Or maybe even a championship. But our story was getting to this moment here today. Today is the ultimate culmination of not just the last 4 years, but of our lives. We've been through so much in our time here at DC. Things like tough classes, hard times, and even a global pandemic. But we persevered through every challenge to finish the story. We finished the story by defying the odds. If you saw anything from me over this past year on social media, it has had the hashtag #DefyTheOdds. I started using this to define my year because it is how I described my life, how I live my life. My path to finishing the story was a wild one. Before I could even think about college, I was a struggling kid who wasn't the best student and was somehow less athletic than I am now. But I knew I always wanted to do good things. I knew I wanted to be involved in athletics, and I knew I wanted to be a leader. But in high school, I was different. I wasn't going out and hanging out with people on Friday or Saturday nights because their ideals did not match up with mine. I never won a popularity contest, and again, I was different from everyone else. I didn't have a lot of friends. Most of my friends were my brother's class in the year before me, and the guys in the grade below me. But throughout high school, I was able to do some of the things I've always wanted to. But as my mom and our athletic trainer Jackie would always say, he's not a high school guy. College will be his time. Yeah, he's definitely a college guy. I never understood what they meant by this until this past year when I looked back at what I had accomplished and what I had been able to do here as Defiance College student. But getting here was a huge part of my story. When I came to on my visit here at DC, I was extremely hesitant because of both of people and of what was going on in the world at the time. Looking to transfer is a frightening and daunting task. Add on top of that a global pandemic in the middle of it, and it becomes an even tougher road. My freshman year of college, I felt undesired. People did not like the way I lived my life or the way I practiced my faith. And when I came here to Defiance, it was the exact opposite. I was allowed to have an opinion, and my opinion mattered. I felt like I went through that rough year to have everything I could ever have now that I wanted and more. In the words of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, I went from undesirable to undeniable. I feel this quote perfectly describes my journey from the first day of college to this day today. I feel we all feel this way at some point, but the way we pull ourselves out of that feeling of being undesired is to have a support system of family and friends around who always have our back. You never have to go through anything alone. Someone will always be there to listen or just be there with you. Those people for me were all the people here at DC and my parents. My mom and my dad are the two people who have always had my back through everything, and I can't thank you enough for that. I love you both, and you truly are the best humans I've ever met. I feel like in my time here at DC, I've paid a legacy that shows with hard work and dedication, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I'd be the student body president, go to Italy and Ireland, play college football, golf, cross country, and technically basketball, and among countless other things, I would have called you crazy. I finished the story through many different ways, like sitting in the coach's office with Coach Gibson and Coach Reggie, watching film, going to the golf course with Brendan, Brett, and Zach. Jit, there it is, buddy. Yeah. Starting a podcast with two of my best friends, Gray and Adam, Tobin. Getting a text from Dr. Bear anytime the Bengals lose. It happens all the time. Or getting a text from Professor Allaire asking me to sing with the other guys for a sectional for choir. My story is one of leadership, service, understanding, and knowledge. See what I did there, guys? Yeah, I planned that. Life can and will be tough. but the lessons we learned here at DeFi have prepared us for anything. This place has taught us how to lead, serve, understand, and know. These are invaluable skills that can take us anywhere in life. When I think of DC, I think of home. But Lima will always be my home. But you know what they say, there's no place like home. But there aren't too many places like Defiance College either. Congratulations, class of 2024. With this, the story is finished. But once one story ends, another can begin. Again, thank you to everyone who helped us along the way get here to help us finish the story. Remember to always defy the odds and go Yellow Jackets. Thank you.
Thank you.